I will not make any deals with you. I've resigned. I will not be pushed, filed, stamped, indexed, briefed, debriefed, or numbered. My life is my own.
Old Testament, and let us go to the famous Matthew 24 end time prophecy. Okay, now this is good. Pay attention here, because this is key to what's going on the earth right now, present day. It's 2022. Matthew 24 verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Verse 9, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Not popular being a Christian during this period. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. Obviously, that's talking about families, even rising up against each other, division, and even in families and friends. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many will wax cold. Because it's so much troubling situations going on the earth that even normal people are getting worn out, and their tempers and their emotions are getting fried, and it's sad, but there'll be a lot of people that'll just, bow to this system, turn other people in because of the pressures. Okay, verse 14 is pretty good. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. And then verse 15, very key also. It's about that abomination of desolation. Can't seem to get away from that thing. When you therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place, whosoever readeth, let him understand. Okay, I can't stop reading this. Okay, verse 16, it's all pretty exciting stuff. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath. Okay, here's the kicker. Here's the hard thing to swallow, but right out of Jesus' own words and mouth. Verse 21 of Matthew 24. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be. And except those days be shortened, there should be no flesh saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Wow, man, that's pretty sobering about the tribulation itself. Okay, so that's good. In Luke chapter 21, starting in verses 10. Then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines, and pestilence, and fearful sights, great signs shall there be from heaven. But before all these they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to synagogues, into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. Okay, so it's a repeat of what Jesus said in Matthew 24 about the kingdoms rising against kingdoms, and that's going to be key to our when does the tribulation kind of synopsis towards the end here we're going to get to, so we're building to that. But one thing I want to mention, so there isn't a lot of confusion about the abomination of desolation. That's mentioned at least, I think it's 3 times in the New Testament, 2 for sure in Matthew, Mark, or Luke, and also it's mentioned obviously in Daniel chapter 9 and Daniel 11. So obviously when God says one thing, oh yeah, pay attention, like a proverb, that's good, live your life by. But when he says it twice, really live your life by it. And then when he says it like 3 times, it's like, no, really, this is like one of the most important things you need to listen to. When I tell you something 3 times, really pay attention. So this is one of these things. This abomination of desolation, which doesn't make a lot of sense to us in the modern time, keeps coming up. But let me explain that. That is the restored Jewish worship temple at Jerusalem on the Temple Mount, where either there'll be a physical structure that's mounted up, and the Old Testament believing Jews will reinstate the animal sacrifice, the old Levitical Aaron and Moses priesthood, the Aaronic priesthood, and they'll start sacrificing animals again. Or, you know what? They could erect a tent there. They don't even have to, they could erect the tabernacle or something like that. So these things could happen a lot quicker, even though it seems like, man, nothing's happening. No temple, nothing to worry about. You know, it's like when when the Berlin Wall fell down, or the Soviet Union collapsed in the early 90s, all of a sudden on the TV, one day it was, Eastern Germany, and the next day it was Western and Eastern Germany together. So it's like these things can really geopolitically shift in a hurry. So don't let that catch you sleeping. Luke chapter 1, verses 34 through 36. And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with suffering or heaviness, and drunkenness, and cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares. Listen to this, verse 35. For as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. Watch ye therefore, and pray always, that you may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. So it's interesting that the end times, or the tribulation period, will come as a snare to all that live on the earth. It's interesting. It's not just saying about the unbelievers or the heathens. It's actually talking about even Christians of caught sleeping, that these things can creep up, and it's kind of like, things have always continued like they always have, and there'll be nothing changed. So yeah, just like that Berlin Wall example I used. So we got to be all sober, even us who think we know a little bit. Again, verse 8. In Mark chapter 13, for nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be earthquakes in diverse places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginning of sorrows. Note that, beginning of sorrows. That's how we're trying to get, when's the beginning of things? But take heed to yourselves, for they shall deliver you up to councils and in synagogues. And you shall be beaten, and you shall be brought before rulers and kings for my sake. Okay, that's the persecution. And first, in verse 10, and the gospel must first be published among all the nations. So there it is, that mass evangelism. Another Captain Mike show. Thank you for joining us. If you like this teaching, please consider donating by clicking on the PayPal link in the description area of this video. If you would like to contact me directly, you may email me at thecaptainmikeshow@yahoo.com. Remember, Acts 4:12. Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved. Speaking of Jesus Christ. And also, please remember John 14:6. Jesus say unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh to the Father but by me. Blessings to all of you, and until next time, be seeing you.
Seeing you.